We're beginning with the Nation newspaper this Thursday. The big story reads, fresh inflow triples foreign investors' portfolios to 598 billion naira, with total transactions at the NGX rising from 2.15 trillion naira to 3.1 trillion naira in a year. Other stories on the front page of the Nation reads, passport fees rise to 100,000 naira as well as 50,000 naira. There's a caveat though, applicants abroad not affected, as well as this story on the political arena, plot to remove Damagum deepens PDP crisis, Wike tackles Clark, vows to remain in party. Next is the Vanguard newspaper. Petrol scarcity worsens as marketers load at 780 naira to a litre. Transport fares rise by over 200%. Transporters lament impact on business. Nigeria becoming failed state. That's according to Pengasan. And regarding the fake certificate controversy, which is lingering, Uganda, Kenya, rights jam demands students' verification. Federal government finally criminalizes vandalism of telecom facilities in New Gazette. On end bad governance, CSOs berate FG over prolonged detention of protesters without charges. And still on the police invitation to NLC leader Ajero, more critical unions give notices to embark on industrial actions. We move on now to the Guardian newspaper. Echoes of cabinet reshuffle trail minister's performance 1 year after. That's the biggest story there, and there is, a picture story to that effect. Experts urge diplomacy as Chinese firm lists country's assets for sale. Yet another worrying dimension to this controversy. Nigeria to begin revocation of dormant oil well licenses. Stakeholders set agenda for Kekere Ekun, who is coming in as the new Chief Justice of Nigeria. All right, to First News now. The big story reads, defying speculation, I'm not joining APC, will remain in PDP fighting battles. That's according to the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, former Rivers State Governor. This was revealed in a media chat on Wednesday. Drop baseless charges against NLC boss. Focus on insecurity. That's according to Ugo Chinyere to the police. Bandits make good on threat. Kill Sokoto monarch days after video plea. Tinubu mortgaging Nigeria's future to family, friends. That's according to PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar. Finally with me is the Punch newspaper. PDP chair as well as Wike tackle Clark as anti-Fubara plot thickens. Pro-Fubara Wike assemblies hold parallel sessions. Rumble in the National Working Committee over Rivers Governor. I will not quit PDP, says Wike as Ikimi heads disciplinary panel on the former governor's anti-party cases. Dangote refinery reduces crude import from U.S. That's revealed in a report. Government plans fresh $100 billion investment. Federal government hikes passport fees to 50,000, 100,000 naira. Togo, Benin owe Nigeria $14 million for electricity. And e-hailing drivers reject fare slash, threaten strike. Ibrahim.
Right, the first with me here is the Blueprint newspaper. How 30 unknown gunmen, kidnappers were killed in Enugu ASNG. Abductors hide hostages in poultry farm. As PDP crisis deepens, Damagum dares Clark. Others vow not to give in to distractions. Inaugurates disciplinary reconciliation committees. Says we won't allow party to die. I'll remain in the party to fight, Wike declares. Federal government working on financial models for airports. Keyamo. Justify your huge pay. NBA charges judicial officers. NNPC report shows crude oil revenue hits 12.02 trillion naira in 2023. Prices of gari, tomatoes, others drop in Anambra, Ebonyi, Enugu, Wike declares park and pay scheme in FCT illegal. Banks adopt strategies to meet 1.29 trillion naira recapitalization target. AFCON qualifiers, Super Eagles open camp September. And then Unity Bank champions digital literacy, innovation for youth empowerment. Next is the pointer. My administration working for posterity. Oberewori. DTSG moves to tighten control on land sales, says sensitization against speculators underway. Pengerson vows to end crude oil theft. That's about it for the Pointer newspaper. Leadership newspaper is next. 9 days after, pressure mounts for rescue of 20 abducted medical students. CSOs, NANs seek their safe return. Say security agencies not doing enough. Police comb Benue forest in search of victims. Families struggling to raise ransom. Contract fraud. Kano local government boss, permanent secretary, others arrested. You see that on page 7. Nigeria ranks 6th highest AI search interest in Africa. That's according to report. Federal government launches national single window to boost trade. Park and pay scheme illegal in the FCT. Kekereakun takes over as CGN today. Community mourns as bandits murder Serkin Gobir. That's about it for the leadership newspaper. Salient Times is next. Over 1,400 protesters languish in police custody following hardship protests. Many are held in Abuja, some in IRT, Bombay in Kano, and Kaduna police commands. Many of the detained protesters feed once a day. 3 popular activists are part of the detained. Don't silence NLC. Ajaro's probe should be transparent. Sislak. NDPC slams Fidelity Bank with 555.8 million naira fine for data breach. Park and pay scheme in FCT illegal. Wike declares. NNPC repays 60% of loan obtained to acquire stake in Dangote refinery. Former Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi, with other dignitaries at the U.S. Democratic National Convention holding in Chicago. NNPC repays, UK opens portal to recruit Nigerians for British Army. Above the nameplate, 4th Talabi Diabetes Center meeting. Stakeholders urge government to subsidize diabetes drugs. Others, PDP crisis will open my mouth. It won't be pleasant. Damagum. Atiku host El Rufai, Lamido, Tinubu's NSA, Ribadu, others in Abuja. Next is Daily Trust newspaper. Airstrikes killed 5 Boko Haram commanders in Borno. That's according to NAF. Terrorists slay many miners in Niger. 3 soldiers, 15 bandits die in Plateau raid. PDP crisis. If I open up, it won't be pleasant. Damagum. Ribadu, El Rufai, Tambawa meet at Atiku's residence in Abuja. Federal government hikes passport fees. Abducted Sokoto district head dies in captivity. Kano Anti-Graft Agency probes 660 million naira fresh water contract scam. Federal government targets $100 billion investment, 2 million jobs from creative economy. New Northern Group to meet leaders over region's problems. That's about it for Daily Trust. Nigeria News Direct is next. Controversy trails OVH's acquisition of NNPC Retail as Atiku accuses Tinubu of abuse of office. $70 million arbitration award. Chinese firm puts up federal government buildings in UK for sale. And then above the nameplates, contractors mobilize back on site as Abiodun flags off Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway reconstruction. NAFDAC seizes petrol tankers used for vegetable oil transport in Lagos. Nigerian Stock Exchange ASI dips by 0.07% amid 599 billion naira market cap surge. PDP calls for ceasefire between Fubara, Wike, fears losing Rivers to APC. Fidelity Bank challenges NDPC's 555.8 million naira fine over alleged data privacy breach. Next is this Nigeria. Mining sector faces collapse. Stakeholders warn. Say governors discouraging investors through interference. Park and pay illegal in the FCT. Minister declares. NDLEA destroys 7 hectares of hemp farm. Arrests 3 in Kogi. Wike blows hot over Rivers PDP crisis. Accuses Wabara's BOT of buyers lacking conscience in mediation in Fubara field. Vows stay in party to fight injustice. And on the air of the newspaper, floating of Naira responsible for hardship. That's according to Pengerson. Last but not least is the Nation Sport Alive. Liverpool interested in Rabiot. Man United offered chance to sign Chilwell. And Martinez targets trophy after new Aston Villa contract. Liverpool Arsenal chase Lookman. Super Eagles open training camp September the 1st. Nigerian gets 1 match suspension. Germany FA fine Boniface for the 3.8 million euros. Iheanacho set for La Liga debut. Felix returns to Chelsea in £45.5 million deal. Rodri expects Arsenal to challenge Man City. And Man City eye Furuhashi as Alvarez replacement. Salah not keen on Liverpool contract extension. Ronaldo breaks internet with launch of YouTube channel. That's about it for the newspapers. Off for review this morning, Kenny.
Right, so many news there to talk about. Time isn't on our side, though, but we might quickly, spare a few words now for some of the stories. At least one sticks out, and that's the story regarding the increment by the federal government of passport fees for prospective applicants. Of course, for those who wish to apply for the 5-year passport, it has now been increased to 50,000 naira. From 35,000, and those who want to apply for the 10-year passport, they will now have to pay 100,000 naira against the former payment of 70,000. But perhaps we don't know. We know what will happen now, but the federal government is saying this is in a bid to improve the quality or to maintain the standard of the passport, and this new fees will take effect from September the 1st. Well,
in all fairness, the passports issuance has been very, very, they've done so well to upgrade, efficiency, delivering passport to people, to applicants, in time and all of that, even though some people are still experiencing one challenge or the other.
But it's much better.
But it's much more better. But I feel Nigerians will definitely react, even though they want efficiency, they want the best. They will still want to challenge, any increment, especially during this, this time where there is a financial crunch. Do you say financial crunch? It's a food crisis. Things are, skyrocketing and all of that.
So happening at once.
Yeah. So they will need better communication, better explanations for, applicants, for them to see reason they should be paying higher for, passports. To even travel out of the country is not. It's not a joke, you have to pay through your nose to get tickets and all of that. So they just need to communicate to Nigerians why they need and, the justification for the increment in passport application. But all the same, I would want it to be lesser.
Absolutely, because another, concern is if I want to make use of this window, if this will stand, the test of time without further, agitations, do people have enough time, during the, how many days left now before September the 1st, when the new fee is to take off, right? So we could say basically the whole of next week is all that, Nigerians will have, if they want to, maximize the opportunity of paying the former fees before the end of August, because, from what they have said, from September the 1st, the new fees will take effect.
So I have about 9 days to apply,
excluding weekends.
If possible.
All right. Well, that said, we'll continue to monitor all these news developments and bring you updates as they unfold. In the meantime, coming up on TVC Breakfast.